You hear my voice? What's in the upper? Oh, God, I'm big. Okay, hi, good evening, everybody. Forgive my bad setup. I hope it's manageable. Alright, good evening, everybody. Welcome again to our live series. This is the second Monday in 2026. And today tackling writing lies you've believed. What did we discuss last week? Forgot to know. How did I forget what we learned last week? Oh, I remember. Last week talked about book ideas, testing book ideas to know which is which, to know the difference between different and several book ideas. And today we are talking about writing lies you've believed, writing lies you've held on to, writing lies that has been limiting your productivity, has been limiting your progress, that has really affected your progress as a writer. So before we go on, it's our custom to pray. So can you close your eyes? Father, in the name of Jesus, I thank you once again. Father, into your hands, I come into this section. Lord, we ask that you grant us light, grant us insight, grant us revelation, grant us understanding, that even as we learn, that this writing lies we've heard unto this might, as we learn, help us to debunk unnecessary and unwanted mindset in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Okay, quickly, should I do a recap of last week? I don't think it's necessary. I cannot chop here. I don't think it's necessary to do a recap of last week. And before I go on, let me quickly announce that. Good evening, ma'am. Thanks so much for joining. Before I quickly go on for today's series, let me quickly remind you that for today's series, if you check my post, for today's series, we have a book. We have a book, Dirty Writing Lies You've Believed. So it is absolutely free. So do it to get a copy. I forgot to attach the link. But if you check the post I made, and maybe later on I'll drop the link to get the book. So the book is absolutely free. Get a copy because today's class might not permit me to portray on all of these problems, all of these lies. So that's why I compiled my lesson as a book, as a PDF. So it will help you to go through it. You can always view, can always go back to the book. You can always come back to this video as well, whichever one is better for you. And yeah, so quickly we go on. In today's class, we'll be tackling several lies we've held on to as writers, which has directly or indirectly affected our writing. Without sometimes you don't even know that this is what is happening to you. You don't know that this is what is the real thing affecting your writing progress. It's not like you don't know what you want to write. It's not like you don't have ideas, but then somehow we are waiting for maybe a perfect time, waiting for when you will be ready, waiting for a large audience, waiting for $1,000,000, waiting for a lot of things. So for this class, we'll be tackling talent and identity lies you've held on to. Maybe someone taught you, maybe you taught yourself, you told yourself, you imagined and all. We'll be tackling mindset and purpose lies. We'll be tackling process and productivity lies. We'll be tackling perfection and fear lies, and we'll be tackling publishing and success lies. So I want see I'm teaching from from the book now. It's the notes I prepared, so I'm teaching from it. So don't worry, you will understand. I'm not reading from the book. Okay, let's go on. It says the first thing we're talking about now is talent and identity lies, and I said that these are the lies that kill your confidence even before you start. You know, when you talk about talent and identity, it's just personality problem. This is you. So when I say they kill your writing even before you start, because you know when you've heard onto something, what was one thing we've heard onto as kids? As okay, and a one lie that I grew up believing was that when you swallow. Hi, good evening, Josephine. Thanks so much for joining. When we were kids, we learned that we were told that when you swallow seed, maybe orange seed or tangerine seed or guava seed or dara seed, that it will grow up like trees in our head. It will grow like trees in our head. So we grew up with that fear. Another lie that I believed as a child was that is that if you swallow, maybe when you're chewing gum and you swallow it accidentally, that the gum will tie your intestine. I heard that it will tie your intestine and make you that you can die on the spot, because it will now tie your intestine, tie your organs, and then imagine one small chewing will go and now stretch itself there. And it was so real. It looked true. It looked very true. So we are very conscious, we're very careful not to swallow it, because who wants to die? Although all those things kind of helped us grow, we are kind of careful, but lies are lies. It doesn't make them true. So for today's class, we'll be tackling some writing lies you've heard of. Maybe you're like me, you've had so many things, and then you're confused, you're wondering which is which, what should I do, what should I not do. Rules are many. There's so many rules. One day I was scrolling on TikTok. Somebody was like, okay, hi, good evening, Kelly. Thanks so much for joining. Someone was like, TikTok on Karaga Muhammad. They say, post your brand, do this one, don't know your niche, do this one, jump on trend. You're trying to do everything they're telling you to do on TikTok, but your content is not still written, it doesn't want to go viral. So that's the same thing. There are a lot of teachers teaching different things. But for today's class, we'll be debunking some lies. Thanks so much for joining me for the first time, Caleb. I really appreciate. Please, I beg you to stay with me. Don't leave me. Don't leave me behind. Stay with me. I really appreciate your presence. Keep the class flowing. Drop your comment. Make the class very engaging. I really appreciate you. Hi, good evening. Thanks so much for joining. Okay, one of the first things that you must have been taught is that if you are meant to write, it will come easily. You know, when they tell you writing is not hard, definitely it's not hard. They tell you writing is not meant to be difficult, it's meant to be easy, where you can always write anything, write anywhere, content ideas are everywhere. And then you're wondering, this people are saying that content is not difficult, that writing ideas are everywhere, but then to you, you're not seeing it. You're struggling with getting these ideas, you're struggling with this writing, you're struggling with the same things you're told that is easy, and then you're confused, you're afraid, you back out, you say, this thing is not I'm not going to do it. I know personally I've bragged about writing not being difficult, but that's maybe on a brighter side, maybe from my own lenses. But in a general point of view, writing is not really easy as we paint it to be. Though there are things you have to do to make it easier, but as a startup, you will struggle. See, now it says, I want you to understand that struggle doesn't mean failure. I'm reading from our book now. I want you to understand that struggle doesn't mean failure. It does not also mean stagnancy. The struggle here is a means to your growth. So that you struggle with your writing, you struggle with getting out, you struggle with maybe you're working on a book, you're stuck on it, you've been writing a book for 3 months, for 6 months, it's not coming forth. and you're hearing someone saying that they wrote a book in 24 hours, they wrote a book in 1 week, and then you're struggling, asking God, are you a spoon? No, my dear, you are not a spoon. You are not less of a writer because you're struggling. So all you have to do is just get the right things, get the right tools, get trained, pay for classes, go for mentorship, read books, practice what you've been taught, and as time goes on, it will become easier. Are you getting me? As time goes on, it will become easier. Your first attempt is not going to be easy. Yes, the struggle is a necessary part of it, but you cannot just maybe master something. You cannot wake up and become a master over something when you have not yet, unless you have to still learn, and that learning phase is the struggling phase where you have to struggle, you have to try different times, you have to fail different attempts until you get to the point. So struggling doesn't mean failure, it doesn't mean stagnancy, it doesn't mean that you will not do well eventually. It doesn't mean that maybe you have a friend, you attended the same writing class, and then your friend is already celebrating 10k followers on Facebook, and maybe you're struggling with your 2k followers, and you're wondering, it's not the same writing that we're doing. Your fight is different, your journey is different, your everything is different. So just focus and stay on your assignment. Then the next lie me I've had and I've received and I've observed is that as a writer, to do well, you have to maybe copy the influencer you admire. You have to sound like them, you have to write like them, you have to do like them, take pictures. Like, when you're trying to imitate someone, Bible says, follow me as I follow Christ. You're trying to follow up that influencer. And then maybe because you see that your writing doesn't sound good. And most times, you're the one telling ourselves this, like, not like someone that is telling yourself that your writing is not so good, your writing is not so fun, maybe because it's not as beautiful, as artistic, as clear, as engaging, as converting as that coach or influencer or celebrity you admire. You're quick to discard your own skills, you're quick to discard your own abilities, you're quick to tell yourself, I'm not going to do this, I'm not doing that. That's a lie. You're gonna do it. You will do it and you will make it. You have to grow to the point where your own writing style becomes a pattern for people, when your own writing style becomes a model for people to try to copy. But how will you get to that point if you give up too easily? So in this place, we don't give up. We fight, we stay till we see it work. We work hard till we see the results we are looking for. So whatever it is that you might have told yourself in the past, debunk it. Debunk it. Please, if you're following, I would like you to type. Let me be sure that you're following. Okay, then the next thing some people have told themselves is that, when you see stories of successful writers, I read stories of people that they started writing as a child, from 6 years, from 3 years, they launched their Facebook at 5, they did this at 3 years, the mother said they did this and did that. Then you're checking your own life. There's no powerful testimony like that. There's nothing, you don't know how to write, can't even spell your name. And then you're wondering, this writing, can I even do it? These people have 10 years of experience, this one have 20 years of experience. There's this lady, Daniela Williams. She started writing at 11 or so, and be at 9. She has written her first book. And then you're wondering, these ones that started earlier, you're comparing yourself to them, your results to them. That be like, this writing thing is by birth. If they did not born you as a writer, they not born you where to go and put head inside there. My dear, they born you where? They born you where you can do it. Good writers, great writers are not made. Sorry, they are not born. they are made. Writing is a skill. Writing is just like fashion designing. It's like graphic design. It's like photography. It's like any other skill you can think of. It can be learnt. It can be mastered. You can become the best. You can become the top at the game if only you're willing to stay. If only you're willing to pay the price. We're willing to stay and see it work. The problem is that we give up too easily. That's just the challenge. If we can just stay, lock in for maybe 6 months, say I must see this thing work, it will work. Like, definitely it's going to work out. So stop being too quick to give up on yourself. Stop being too quick to shove your plans your goals because you feel like this is not going to work. My brethren, it is going to work. Like I said, I'm reading from our book, Tattoo Writing Lesson Village. Though you don't expect me to read the word for word, I prepared for my lesson, so I take the key points and then we discuss it. So stay with me. Then the next lie you might have told yourself is that you need to find your voice before you start writing. There are a lot of advices flowing on social media. A lot of advices. Everybody's telling you need to do this, need to do that, need to. Rules are carry my people. Rules are excess. Don't know which to do and which to avoid. The rules are too much. But to stay on the safe side, let me buttress this point. This one says, I need to find my voice before I start writing. Because you might have had people say your voice is your uniqueness, your voice is this, your voice is this, your voice is everything they've printed it for you to be. But waiting to find your voice before you start writing is like waiting to discover your purpose before you start living. Because the purpose will not come once you start living, until you start acting like you really want to find the purpose. See, it says you cannot find yourself until you start. Let me tell you my story. Let me give an example. When I was younger, I was not so a terrible singer, but I was not like a very terrible singer, but I was bad at singing. I didn't know my voice part. I didn't know. It's so bad that if I start singing, maybe I'm singing soprano and then somebody else is singing a sweet melody. Unconsciously, I'll switch. Maybe in school, that time in secondary school, we are having rehearsal. They say, okay, Miracle, what voice part do you sing? I don't know. I don't know my voice part. I know that I can sing. Maybe because I know I have a voice, I can sing. And then I think I'm the person who was not a fan of choir because it was so embarrassing that you don't know your voice parts. Someone will say, I sing soprano, I sing tenor, I sing alto. So I joined the choir. When I joined the choir, I was asked to sing. Okay, I was asked my voice part. I told them I don't know. I told them my voice part. They say, no, some people laughed. So you don't know your voice part. What are you doing in choir? I came to find the voice. So while I was there, they asked me to sing. It took like months of rehearsals, practice, consistency for me to maybe discover. Because maybe if I sing today, they tell me the voice is tenor. Another day, I'm singing treble. Another day, they say, where's Miracle? Go and sing soprano for us. So it was just like that. But with consistent practice and engagement, I realized that my voice part is actually tenor. Not I realized, I was told. So I started joining the tenor people in choir, and from there I kept. Okay, thanks so much for joining. See you later. Bye. I really appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. So I joined the tenor people, and with consistent practice, I've been able to maybe at least I can stay in one part. I can sing one voice part for maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour. I know at least I know my voice part. So try to find your voice as a writer before you start is something that is not even possible, because you have to start, try different niches, try different genres of writing for you to actually know what works for you as a person, as an individual. Trying to copy this brings us back to the first illustration we made. Trying to copy that favorite influencer, that coach you admire, will mean you're trying to make that person's voice. But then you're trying to write the way that person writes, but it's not you. It's not your voice. Now, imagine I maybe stayed in the house waiting for when my voice will come. And I discovered my voice before during the choir. You know that me and singing will not be parting the same route, because what do I know? So it's the same thing with writing. It is until you start writing that you find your voice. It's until you start writing that you discover your uniqueness. It is until you start writing that you will know yourself. So stop holding back. Stop holding back. Start writing. Start writing. Start writing. Start writing. That's the key point from this one. And then another lie somebody must have told him or herself is that I'm not creative enough to be a writer. You know, have you read someone's post on Facebook and you're wondering and you're like, man, people they write though. People they write though. Because you're seeing what somebody has written and you're comparing it with what the head they have in mind. You're like, this thing is not possible. Like, how can I compete with these people? Okay, a clear instance. Have you been in a writing competition before? A writing contest, and people are bringing in their submissions. People are submitting their entries, and then you're reading other people's entries. You're reading other people's entries, and you're wondering, all these people that do this thing, what am I doing? You know, you're trying to compare yourself with those that you're in the team with. Be like, I better let me hold back my ideas, because how can this thing in my head compete with these people? You're already looking down on yourself, already looking down on your potentials, already looking down on your capacity, looking down on your abilities, because maybe you think that somebody somewhere that you've read is doing better than you. It's a normal feeling. I understand. It's not strange to feel like that, but be there should be inner awareness, there should be inner consciousness, there should be an inner baby, inner child in you crying out, trying to find expression. So you're not creative enough is not an excuse. You become better when you start. It's practice that makes perfect. Those ones that you admire, that are making you become less of your writing, making you learn yourself, is that they started doing things small. But you're not willing to invest your little. You're not willing to start small. You're not willing to invest into go the extra mile. You want things to come so easy, and then when they're not coming so easy, or you're discouraged, you're tired, you're losing focus, you're losing your mind, you're depressed, please come off it, my sister. Come off it, my brother. You're creative enough. Tell yourself I'm creative enough. Type on the comment section, I am creative enough. I can write. I will do this and I will succeed in it. Type, as I'm saying it, type is affirmation. Tell it to yourself. Say it consciously. Say it consciously. Don't feel like because you feel you cannot do it, then you back out. You just need to stay consistent. If you stay consistent with that your little, you stay consistent with that small thing that doesn't make sense, all of a sudden to keep adding up, all of a sudden it will make sense. I repeat again. I say tell yourself that I am creative enough. Tell yourself I am smart enough. Tell yourself I am good enough with this thing. I will do it and I will succeed. And then another thing that kills your self-esteem as a writer, another lie you've told yourself that is holding you back, is that because people don't praise my writing, people don't celebrate me, I don't win awards, I don't get accolades, I don't get engagement, so it means that my writing is not good. Listen to me. accolades is not equal to value. That people are celebrating you, that you get accolades, that it's better that nobody is celebrating you. You build inside and rise, than for you to, when they say that they can clap you into your failure. People can clap you, they can celebrate you into your own downfall. Because when you're getting the accolades and celebrations, you're so relaxed, you're sitting down, you're full of yourself. Tell yourself, wow, wow. So this is me. Be like, oh, so this is me. I can't believe this. I'm getting the accolade. Have you sat back to maybe analyze? Have you sat back to check the quality of people actually celebrating you? Have you sat back to weigh the quality of people that are telling you that you're doing well? Because people that are calling you the best, that are calling you, because most times it's quality problem, it's a circle problem. It's not like you can't do more or you can't do better, but because you feel like I'm getting the engagement, I'm getting the likes and all that, you fold your hands. So our advice, whether the accolades are coming or not, that people are celebrating you or not, whether the praise are coming or not, make it your focus. Don't make it your focal angle. Focus on your goal. Focus on improving your writing every day. Focus on improving your craft on daily basis. And if your focus is on that growth, you grow. And one day, you see yourself win a global award. You see yourself become the best in your circle. You see yourself become genuinely celebrated by top people. You know when you get a call from Minister of Entertainment, they call you to acknowledge that you're doing well. You know the way you feel soft and relaxed at that kind of news. That's the kind of acknowledgement and you should look out for. So until your writing get to the point of impressing those kind of people, don't stop. Don't stop. Just keep adding blocks. Keep adding blocks, but don't stop. I will stay together. Then, okay. Another thing I want to buttress on is the next thing we have. We have the mindset and purpose lies. The first thing we tackled was talent and identity lies. So right now we're talking about talent and purpose lies. This one is another might that is eating you up gradually. It's eating you up gradually. And many times if you cannot help it, I wrote here, this might quietly stop you from showing up, especially when you've tried fighting them on your own to no avail. These ones, they are like anthill. Is that a good example? Like anthill that they are somewhere, they're eating, they are gathering up under this ground. They're gathering up, waiting for a perfect opportunity. Once they see a tiny hole, they in their number they will come. They will overcloud your document, whatever, they will eat it up. That's what this one is doing for you. And the first lie here is somebody has already said it. Someone has written about, maybe you had something in mind, maybe you had a book idea, you had a story, you had a content idea, you were planning to write it, but somehow you kept procrastinating, and somebody eventually wrote it. And then you're confused. Should I write this thing now? What will I now do? Somebody has written it. So, and somebody watching this video now will quickly cancel that thing because somebody has written it before. Listen to me. That someone has written it before is not an excuse not to write your own. Because the person who wrote it, or the person that said it, did not say what you were meant to say. But it did not say it like you. Person will not, the inspiration you receive, the idea you receive, the instruction you receive is not what if you read what that person has written, You know that is not what you had in mind, but you're too quick to give up on yourself. You're too quick to discard. The funny thing is that we think that the ideas we get, we manufacture it. Thank you very much, my dear. The thing that you get is your property. You have the right to collect. You have the right to do what you want to do. You have the right not. A time will come when these SM ideas you're playing around, you crave for them to come. You'll be like, where are those days where I used to have numerous ideas? Where I always have what to say? Where I always have this? And you're wondering, it's not coming forth. It's not forthcoming. Because the days they were coming like a flood, you discarded them. You discarded them. You took it for granted. You believed that it was not necessary to hone it. It was this, it was all that. Another lie, when this one, still talking about his talent and talent lies, is you feel your story is not important. You feel your story does not make sense. You feel that this writing thing, is not good. You've had people tell their story, narrate their experience, they're saying things they achieved. For instance, I've seen books on maybe masturbation, addiction, failure, and then you're seeing their stories, and then you're wondering, I don't have all these testimony, all these things we're saying, all this. I don't have a bad past, I don't have an ugly life, I did not commit atrocity, I did not do all these things. What will now be of my own story? That who invalidated your story? Who invalidated? Ask yourself, who told you that your story is not needed? Who told you that it's not necessary? Who told you that it will not inspire somebody? Tell us how you've been a good girl. Tell us how you made a first class. Tell us how you were able to go through school without malpractice. Tell us how you were able to go through school without sleeping around. Tell us how you were able to live your life, your 30 years and your age. We must not hear negative and bad stories for it to inspire us. Your story doesn't have to be a dirty experience for it to motivate, transform, or impact people. Hi, thanks so much for joining. You have to be very conscious of not. Hi, good evening. Hi, good evening. I don't see you. I don't see you. You don't do. I don't see you. Thanks so much for joining. I appreciate you. Then you don't have to be quick to discard your own idea. You don't have to be quick to look down on yourself. You don't have to be quick to look down on your skills. You have to be quick to look down on your story. You want to write and then you feel like your story is not motivating anybody, you don't have anybody you want to motivate you, then discard the idea. Discard. Oh, Danji, I can't pronounce your name. Hi, good evening. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you from my heart. Thanks so much for joining. I will appreciate if we can follow through the class. I really appreciate. But thanks so much for joining. I appreciate you. Then the next problem will be addressing. So let page have closed. Before I continue, let me remind you that what we are saying is a book. Let me show you. Can you see it? 30 writing might you believe. 30 writing lies you believe. The might holding you back. So this book is this lesson compiled. I prepared for this. I prepared for this lesson. I compiled it as a book, so you can also get the book for free at no cost. The book is absolutely free, and people have been getting their copies since morning. So I'm making it available for you. I'm making it available for you people, my number one audience, because even for this YouTube class, this book wouldn't have become a reality. So I'm making it available for you. You can get a copy. I'll attach the details and all to the description later so you can get. And then the next lie you've told yourself is that your first draft should be outstanding. I think I even skipped something. I skipped something. I went far myself. See, I forgive me. Forgive me on my phone. Okay, the next lie we tell ourselves as creatives that I'm too late to start. You tell yourself that you're too late to start. That same instance I gave you, Daniela Williams, that she started writing at 9 or maybe 10. So at 13, she was already a celebrity. She was already an inspiration to young people. At a point, I started to ask myself, Miracle, what were you doing at 13? What was your life like? Why weren't you busy when your mates were busy working on themselves? That's how life is. So maybe you're 30, you're 40, you're 25, and then you're seeing small children who were meant to be looking up to you, who you were meant to mentor, and then like it's too late. I mean, if I had started, if my parents had honed my skills, if my parents had taken it up, if my parents had, as your parents no do am, wetin you don't do. We need to get to a point when we learn to start becoming honest with ourselves and stop pushing blames. See, you're not too late to start, so stop assuming that you're too late. Stop looking down on yourself. Stop feeling less. It's called inferiority complex for a reason. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. See, I read somewhere that the best time to start anything was yesterday, and the second best time to start is now. So as it not start yesterday, it not start last year, it not start 5 years ago, you stop wallowing in regret. Stand up, dust yourself, and start now. As you're watching this video, start today. Stop looking down on yourself, just start. Another lie somebody tells herself is that she will start when life is settled. You start when life is settled. When I started writing, it was during the COVID-19 strike, and then school resumed. I went back to school, and I was like, oh, this thing safe. It's like I will leave it maybe when I'm done with school. Guess who is done with school? I'm done with school, and there's still no time. One thing I now say, don't worry, when I get married, I will get married, and there'll still be no time. And maybe when I now have time will be when I'm now old. Being old, child, does not invalidate your ideas, but there's time for everything, my sister. So start now. Now that you're still full of energy, you're still full of life, now that you still have the strength to push, start. Start early. Make your mistakes early. Rise early and continue pushing. This life you just to keep pushing till you break through. And then another small thing that we miss, we agree, we tell ourselves, we force ourselves to believe that writing is always meant to feel good. Who told you? Who told you? I wrote a book in 11 hours, and it took me like 1 week to recover. Do you know the mental stress, the anxiety, the fear, everything? Yeah. Those writers you admire online might not really come to tell you the things they're actually passing through, the things they're enduring, the things they are going through, to the work they are putting into produce the results you admire and celebrate. So don't fold your hands waiting for the perfect time, the rosy time, because it might never come. It might never come. And then another thing, so now is like a fear. You tell yourself, you're writing, you're overwhelmed, you're feeling a sensation to maybe take a break, to refresh, to rejuvenate. Maybe you've given out for so long, and then telling yourself, if I stop now, I means I will not continue again. Or maybe tell yourself, if I stop now, I've failed. Tell yourself, I promise myself, you promise yourself to show up daily for 50 days, and then on day 15, you're feeling tired, you're feeling discouraged, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling that you did not meet up to show up the entire 50 days does not make you less of a writer. Sometimes learn to extend grace to yourself. I know it's good to be strict with yourself, to stay disciplined, to do everything and all. But when you know grieve you, take a break. It doesn't make you less. It doesn't mean that you're doing bad. It doesn't mean you're not doing well. It doesn't mean that it doesn't make any difference. Personally, me, I don't joke with taking break. As long as there's demand for it. Guess what? The people you're killing yourself over, you want to show up, they want to impress, once they see that you're no longer giving them value, they will leave you to find who is giving them value. They will leave you to find who is giving hot take and hot gist. So it's not worth dying, it's not worth the fight. So quickly, our time is fast spent. Quickly, let's address the process and productivity lies. Or should I round up? If you're with me, just type. Should I round up? Let's address the process and productivity lies. And these ones now, this one we want to tackle are the lies that fuel inconsistency. Each of these ones we've tackled have something they are pioneering. They are pioneers. This one now, this process and productivity lies, they are the ones, the chairman of inconsistency. You're sitting pretty on the seat of inconsistency because you've heard up to these ones. You've told yourself these things. You've held on to it like a birthright, like an inheritance. And the first one is that you ought to be inspired to write. Says who? Who told you have to be inspired before you write? See, waiting for inspiration to write is just like you're building a walk with God. You're trying to stay committed and consistent in your work with God, and then you're waiting for the days you will feel like before you write. You're waiting for the days you feel like before you read your Bible. Waiting for the days you will feel like before you pray. Waiting for the days you will feel happy for you to go to church. Waiting for the days you will feel excited for you to read your Bible. You can stay 3 months and you not go to church. You can stay 3 months and you not read your Bible. You will not feel like. The flesh does not feel like. That's the reality we don't want to accept. So, if you want to still stay consistent with your writing, you want to stay consistent in your writing and you want to show up daily, my dear, when inspiration does not come at source, inspire yourself. Find inspiration from anywhere. From the sky, from the moon, from the star, from the tree, from your pets, from anything. Find inspiration from anywhere. You don't have to wait for you to be inspired for you to write. Because inspiration will not always come. I'm telling you. You will not always be inspired. You will not always be inspired. You will not always be in the mood. You will not always feel high. You will not always feel excited. You will not always feel like. That's why, as a writer, you need to get to a point where your writing is not connected to your emotions. Your writing is not connected to your feelings. You don't show up the days you feel like, and maybe the days you don't feel like, you say, I'm not showing up today. You have to stay rigid and dogged with this thing. At source, use prompts, use AI tools, or use Pinterest, use ChatGPT, use YouTube, use anything. Build systems around it and start. It Join writing challenges. One thing that really helped me as a startup writer was writing challenges. Join them. They will give you prompts. Most times, you don't have to write to win. You don't have to write to be the winner or to maybe to emerge the best. Just do it to improve your crafts, to fuel your zeal, to fuel your passion, to get better. Just do it. You don't have to wait for a perfect time, because many times perfect times don't come. Perfect inspirations don't come. You have to at source go out of your way, look for ideas. So it's a source for ideas. If you drop conversation, pick up random gist, talk about it, read books, review it, do anything just to make sure that you're writing. Are we still together? And then the next thing you have to do, or the next thing you ought to do, the next thing you ought to stop believing rather, is that you need to have plenty time. You need to dedicate 5 to 7 hours to your craft for you to be a writer. It's possible that maybe you've read somewhere, you've seen somewhere someone sharing her experience, how they dedicate 6 to 7 hours to writing, how they dedicate 10 hours. Okay, I understand. When I wrote my book in 11 hours, you should know that that's the only thing I did. I did not eat. That's the only thing I did. I dedicated those times. I sat at the plate, I screwed on my phone, and I did it. You not compare me with you that have maybe your 9 to 5, you have something else you're doing. Maybe you also have a book to write, you have a brand to read, and then you're saying, how will I dedicate 24 hours to just look yourself in and start writing? Everybody have different goals. Everybody have different goals for. We set different timelines and everything for different things. So you don't have to dedicate. Most times, all you need daily is just 5 minutes. 5 minutes after your devotion, before you log in, before you go online, before you go about your daily activities, you write something. You can write on your notepad. Before you sleep, maybe you're back from work, you're done with your daily activities, you scroll through Facebook, you do everything. Before you sleep, you take out 10 to 15 minutes, you write something. During your break time at work, you take out time, you write something. I think that this is not meant to be difficult. We are the ones making it look difficult. We're the ones difficult. We are making it look difficult, making it seem like a very big deal, which it is not. So growing as a writer is more about staying consistent. Instead of writing 10,000 words and disappearing, write 100 words daily. Invest at least 10 minutes in your writing career daily. Don't need to invest 1 hour. Don't need to invest 10 hours. Don't need to invest. If you can do 10 minutes daily, if you can do 10 minutes daily, you will do better as a writer. Another writing lie you uphold. You tell yourself you can't do it. Tell yourself you can't do it. Maybe you give yourself 1,001 reasons why you can't do it. Maybe you're too busy, you have a lot of things at hand, your hands are tied, you have too many engagements, you have this. See, you don't need to have all the time. You don't even need more time, because everybody have the same 24 hours. All you need to do is to adjust your priorities correctly. Instead of spending 3 hours on TikTok, scrolling aimlessly, take out 30 minutes from there and write. We tell ourselves lies to suit our flesh, to make yourself feel better. You tell yourself the things you want to believe. You don't even care if they are true or not, but you just tell yourself the things you want to do, and then you tell yourself to believe it. Like I'm joking, but it's very serious. There were times that maybe when you fail, you prepared so hard for an A, then you get a C. Instead of being angry, tell yourself, thank God self for the C. It's better than having a carryover. At least I tried. Is that my normal? You're making yourself feel good. You're trying to not feel bad about the whole thing. And it's not entirely bad, but there are times you should be mad at yourself. Okay, the next thing is maybe you believe this one. Say we might have right every day. I've seen it everywhere. People believe that if you're want the quality of a good writer is that you should write every day. I know it's a good quality and it's a good thing if you can write every day. But what if you cannot write every day? Like you is unavoidably impossible to write every day. Like you've tried. Your schedules are so tight. Your hands are tied. Here's what to do. Use weekends. Use weekends. Batch create. Schedule them. Facebook, Instagram, even YouTube. All these websites apps have made it easier for you to schedule your post ahead of time. So you don't have to stay, or even maybe I understand. My kind of person can be very spontaneous. You just write when the idea. And then even when the idea comes, it comes like 5, it comes 10. And you're wondering, should I post or should I? Don't do anything. But create them, schedule them, and move on with your life. Move on with your life. You're not El Shaddai. I'm trying to move on to the next one. So if you want to get the whole thing, our time is fast spent. So if you want to get the whole gist, you need the full gist. Get a copy of my book, 13 Book Writing Lies You've Believed, and it's absolutely free at no cost. So yes, we have perfection and fear lies, and these are the lies or the mites that keep you in the cage of silence. The fears and the lies that keep you in the cage of silence. I'm tired. I need water. I need water. Now, one of these lies is that your first draft ought to be outstanding. You believe that you're smart enough, you know this thing enough that you should blow your mind when you're done. But then it's not blowing your mind. Instead, you're blown away. So give grace to yourself. Understand that, like, make peace with the fact that your first draft is meant to be messy, like it's natural, it's that's how it's meant to be. Don't overthink it. Be patient with yourself. Rewrite it. And is there anything I need to touch here? Okay, another thing you have to unlearn is editing while writing. Editing while writing is the reason why many books never get published, because you're trying to do many things at the same time, and by the time you're done, you're confused, you're stuck, you lose inspiration, you lose ideas, you lose focus, you don't understand what's going on. So you don't have to edit while you're writing. Stay focused. Then let me tackle this one before I run away. That's before I run away. It says know everything before I start. This someone is telling himself that he or she needs to know everything before he starts. I agree with you. Maybe because you feel you're a genius. What do you they can never know everything. I've not seen somebody that knows everything in this life. The funny thing I want to agree with is that different phases of life come with different lessons, come with different stories and everything. So you have to get comfortable with learning as they come. So you don't have to learn everything before you start. Sometimes give yourself grace to even make a mistake, make it on time, learn, dust your feet, move on. You published your Facebook and you realize that the book did not turn out so well. It was so bad, it was so... You can republish. That's why books have revised edition. I've seen books that have up to 6th edition. And that edition is the revised version. They've added, they've adjusted, they've done more things, and it's better than the first one. So if all these big publishers can be revising the edition, how much more you like a startup? Like how much more? Ask yourself. Then another thing that is eating up some writers, I think the key word for this, what I call it, inferiority complex now. Yeah, inferiority complex. You feel that you're too slow. You feel that you're too slow, maybe because you've spent 10 days. What is 10 days? You spent 1 month trying to work on one idea. You've spent 3 months. You spent 6 years trying to work on the battle. Like that book has dealt with you, it has suffered you. You have killed yourself doing it, but then it doesn't want to come together and become good. You're not. It doesn't make you slow. Hey wait. Hi, good evening. Hi, good evening. I'm very sorry. Hi, good evening. So it will make peace with the fact that progress is not measured by speed, impact is not measured by speed, value is not measured by speed. The key word you should look at for is progress. Ask yourself, are you progressing? Are you improving? Are you getting better? Are you improving on your craft? That's the key word. It's not about writing a book in 11 hours. It's not like it's bad though. It's not like I'm discarding it. But if you can, but if you cannot, it's fine. It doesn't change anything. Doesn't change anything. Then okay, we are up 1 or 2 points now. Okay, 1 or 2 points. We're not tackling the publishing and success lies. And the first one here says, I'll publish when I'm ready. I'll publish when I'm ready. That's what you've told yourself. Maybe you have a draft, you have a manuscript, you have an idea. But tell yourself, I'm not ready. I'll do this thing when I'm ready. I'll do it when I'm ready. But have you sat down to ask yourself your definition of being ready? Is being ready maybe when you hit 10k followers, when you hit 1 million subscribers, when you hit. Imagine I said I will start my YouTube channel when I'm ready. I will never be ready in life. Because even now, I'm not ready. But I'm doing it. It's better to start unready and then get ready in the process. Get ready with me. Let them get ready with you until you become ready. Let your audience carry them along in the process. That's just how this life is. There is never a time when you feel like, okay, I am ready. Because maybe you say, I'll do it by weekend. And then I would have cleared my draft. I would have done this. By that weekend, you promise to clear your draft. Something else will come up. More responsibilities, more things will come up. And that reminds me, I'm working on that book for next week. And that book the title says, it's almost an author. Almost an author. And it's talking about these things I'm highlighting now. You want to write, you're almost an author, but you never became an author. But for the past 5 years, I'm trying to become an author. I'm writing that book for you, so anticipate for more details. I'll drop details when we are done cooking. So for now, just anticipate. Like I said, there's never a time to be ready. Being ready is not a time. Being ready is you being ready. Allow your audience to get ready with you. Let them get ready with you. We still have more points to cover, but my time is fast spent. It's almost 1 hour, and I have other things to catch up with. So I'll be seeing you all next week. Like I said earlier, this is a book. Oh, let me show you. This is a book, and to get a copy, can you see it? Can you see it? 30 Writing Lies You Believe is a book, and you can get a copy. The link to get the book will be on the description. It's absolutely free. Feel free to read it and go through it. Send me your review, send me your feedbacks. I really appreciate. Tell me how you feel about the book and all. I don't think it's stayed up to 1 hour before, but for today we stayed up to an hour, and that's longer time. So thanks so much for joining. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for doing this with me today. Thanks so much for your engagement and all. I really appreciate. See you same time, same venue next week. Do have a lovely evening. Bye.